and she had back surgery.
Are you keeping up, Pa?
Then the next one, she was out of the hospital for that, but she slipped on the floor in the bedroom and broke her left leg. That was in 1984. And she was getting around on that. Then we wanted to go to Missouri to see Bonnie and Tim in 1986. So we went to, we stopped at Cheyenne, and then in Lincoln, Nebraska, and getting up in the morning in Lincoln, Nebraska, she fell and broke her right leg. So then we had to leave her in the hospital and nursing home in Lincoln until we went and got her with a motorhome belonging to my sister and Bob Gonat. And after that, why, the leg that she broke in 1984 came apart, and they had to go in and put in a bone graft. And then the next year, the leg that was broken in Lincoln wouldn't heal because of osteoporosis, and they went in and put in an artificial hip. That was in 1987, I think. 88, I can't remember. Then she was feeling pretty good until a year ago. Her left leg with the bone graft came apart again. And we wasn't able to get it taken care of. And I can't remember all of that.
Yeah, now, when was the operation up here that never healed and her insides come out?
Oh, well, that was one from years before.
Yeah, this was long before the 10 years even. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
She's had that for.
And he left stitches inside and sewed them in, you see. And those stitches festered up and came out. Then, I don't know, she has a large abdominal hernia on her left side, and there was a sore last summer, this spring and last summer, a sore came up on that, and they couldn't get it to heal up. Everything we did was just seemed to make it grow. So about a week before we got her in the hospital, took her down to the emergency, and Dr. McRoberts took out a tumor or something there that was sore, and then sewed it up. And it was healing pretty good. But in the meantime, her stomach went haywire, and and her blood count went way up high. Had to put her in the hospital for that. And that's the last time she was in the hospital. They had her about 24 hours in intensive care, and then they moved her up to a room. And that was the beginning of the end, I guess.
And she's been in a wheelchair where you've had to take her. Was that just 10 years, or has that been longer than 10 years?
No, it's less than 10 years.
10, okay.
Yeah, she's only been in a wheelchair about 5 or 6 years.
We got it
Was she in the wheelchair
since
after
about
she broke her leg?
1986 or 7, wasn't it? 88.
Has it been since you were on the trip out to see us?
When we come back from that Lincoln, Nebraska trip, then we had to put her in a wheelchair. We used a rented one first, then they suggested we buy one. So we ordered a new wheelchair, which Medicare and the insurance paid for. And she's been in a wheelchair ever since medicine. Or maybe 3, I don't know. But anyway, she said she wanted to come home. I think she was asleep when I went up to get her there that Friday morning. She'd been screeching at the nurses all night. And then when I got up there, she was asleep, and the nurse woke her up and told her she was going home. So she let them put her in the wheelchair, and we put her in the wheelchair and got the telebus to bring her out here. And I wheeled her up those ramps and into the house, kept her here, and monkeyed around all day, and finally I put her to bed that night, and I gave her the sleeping pills that had been prescribed, and she slept good that night. Woke up Saturday morning, and couldn't screech at the nurses because she knew she was home.
Oh.
So I had to get up and put her on the wheelchair and get in here and I fixed her some oatmeal for breakfast. Said she might eat it, but she tried to eat it and couldn't. Says the only thing she could eat was some beef broth. So I went looking for beef broth, and in the meantime she got Dora and Doris and Mabel to put her back on the commode again. And when I come back, why, I couldn't get her off the commode. She couldn't stand up long enough to get it out from under her and put the wheelchair under her. So I left her sitting there. I said, you sit there and rest a while and we'll try it again later. She's still resting. That must be when she passed away. She went to sleep. I didn't think too much of it because she was asleep in the hospital and the nurses woke her up and sent her home. So I thought I'd be able to wake her up too. But she come where she wanted to be, and that was it.